What is good, C3 fam? Thank you for tuning in for another C3 Goes Live at 5. And even with all the bloodshed in the market, we're still here to talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And let me share my screen, and we'll just start right off the bat with where is the market at, and is the bottom in? Is Bitcoin here? So let's get right into it. My apologies. Moving away. So over here we have the total crypto market cap, and this is on 10-day candles. The reason I'm looking at 10-day candles is because they just printed a day ago. And you can see that with our indicators, courtesy of Market Cipher, they are not looking promising. In fact, all of our indicators, you can bring up Cipher B down here as well. Looks like we're going to continue some more downward movement. And like I said before, these are 10-day candles. So this next candle would be from January 21st to the 31st. So hopefully in that time frame, we could see some form of a bottom. This is fairly common in crypto. You can see we like to do these kinds of retracements. In fact, we did it last May, or my apologies, January of 18. So not last May. We did a similar one in May, but in January of 2018, for the whole year, we went down about 82%. So that's a worst case scenario. It's happened. We've recovered. We've hit all-time highs since. So those of you that are feeling trapped or unsure of what to do, remember that things generally recover. And I know that things can feel kind of panicky right now, but the market generally will recover, and it generally recovers fast. And so what the market's doing, in our opinion, is kind of testing some new levels. And so what I did is I made a fun chart. Let me zoom out a little bit for us, and we'll go to the day candles. And you can see Bitcoin fell through its current channel and its current line of support, and we are now testing a new pool of liquidity. So down here you can see there's a lot of liquidity ranging from about 30,000 to 40,000, and we kind of left it untapped when we took off in August or July through September. So I anticipate that we'll probably want to spend some time in this channel, and I'd like to see us find support somewhere around the 33K and up range. Unfortunately, if we don't find support, the next historical sign of support is down here around 20K, and you can see that comes all the way back at our last all-time high, December 23rd or December of 2017. So we really don't want to see that. Not what I anticipate, but it's definitely a possible play out, and it's something that, you know, we should all have that aware that that's a possibility at this point. That being said, we'd really like to find support at the 33 to 35K. We've dropped as low as 35.7 today. So we have definitely turned into a bowling ball. We are not the basketball we were banking on, and right now we're just trying to see what floor we're going to finally get held at and not blast through. So it's interesting times. We're all in this together. There's a lot of panic and concern in the market, but there's good reason why. This is a game of market makers, and Jake, why don't you explain to us kind of how things get liquidated and why we're seeing these price points getting hit?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that analysis on the total crypto market cap and the Bitcoin chart, Al. All right, so if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel. We're doing these live streams live every day, Monday through Friday, Pacific, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So what we saw in the last 24 hours was some brutal price action, very, very volatile. And if we look over here, we see the 24-hour liquidation amounts is in the $1.13 billion range. So we saw a huge shakeout of positions and stop losses and liquidations hit. So if we come down here, we can see that we're almost $1 billion in longs liquidated with the violent action, price action downward. And then we saw $150 million in shorts liquidated with a recovery bounce. So um, this is kind of normal behavior really for Bitcoin and for the total market cap. We see this time and time again. This is a normal flush out of liquidity in the market. It's basically the analogy of there's money on the table in the casinos, the house is going to want to take that money off the table from the players in the game. So they can see where all the players' positions are, they can see where their stop losses are and the liquidation levels are. So this is just normal behavior. But to coincide with all of this, we saw global markets go down. We saw the US NASDAQ close at 2.75% down today, Friday, into the week. We saw the European markets down, the British market down 1.2%. The DAX, the German stock market down almost 2%. Asian markets down across the board. A few in the tiny bit of green. But the thing is, we're also seeing fear in the commodities today as well. So we had gold down 0.3%, silver down almost a full percent, cotton and crude oil down. So this is kind of normal action in the crypto market. So we saw a max pain price of the futures closing tomorrow at $39,000. So we could see a possible recovery back up to that level just to hit the max pain price, which is where majority of people will be punished with their long or short positions. So that's all I got on the market, kind of the liquidations and the global markets. Um,
So yeah, no, I appreciate that. I love understanding why the market's doing what it's doing, and I think that's why we do what we do, because it's a game. It really it's nothing more than a game with the people that have larger bags, and when you show the bloodshed of the max pain price, it's really like they're going to get a high score if they can drive the price to that point. And that's really how these exchanges are viewing it, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's kind of crucial for us to know when we're dealing in this volatility. Did the market lose all of its health, or are we hitting pools of liquidity for the market makers to be making their money? And
right. Is this going to be the point at which we see a reversal, or are they going to dip down into the liquidity pools a little more before we see any recovery?
well, and things can't stay looking like this or like this for that long. So we're definitely on tune for the turnaround, and I couldn't agree with you more, Jake. That's absolutely agree. But
Right
you know
on.
what?
Well,
The market sucks right now across the board, and it's no fun to look at all this red. SiFu, why don't you give us something fun to talk about?
Yeah, let's do that actually. Let's get a better look at things here. Let me just pull my screen up for you guys. So I've actually decided to, yeah, jump off the market today, and I was just kind of exploring the world of NFTs and smart contracts and a whole fascination with that. But this is a current spotlight, which is pretty cool. So come and check out this guy. I didn't know that CoinGecko is actually doing this. They even create drops for NFT artists and everything, which is really cool. Just another way to promote yourself. But just, I don't know, the creativity I think is awesome. So instead of looking at a bleeding market, I decided to find different art. So this kind of stuff though that you see in the NFT world, Zebrio. This guy's got some Oreos, chilling between him as his torso, which is pretty cool. Um, Look at this piece right here, Head in the Clouds. Really cool pieces. And these are actually legit artists. They're not just throwing down collections, to chase that quick buck and get in that turn and burn. Duck Nana. Pretty cool. It's actually really clever creativity, especially if you know how to use all the Photoshop tools and everything at hand. It's like pretty awesome. Um, Cucumber gecko, you know, don't try to eat a gecko thinking it tastes like a cucumber or anything like that. But this is pretty cool stuff, you know. Let's go back. I'll show you the kind of diversity we have here. So if we go check out this girl right here, she's got some really cool artwork as well. And then she's a little more abstract into kind of in human abstract and kind of environmental, you know, concepts she has going on. But like, check this out. This is really cool, actually. Um, just pretty interesting concept. Like I said, just abstract art. But things like this will probably just turn and burn on an NFT marketplace like insanely. If you have skills like this, for any of you out there that are really good artists, tap into the NFT world. You know, if you have any questions, you need any help with that, ask us, hit us up. I will guide you through anything you need to know that I can as far as that goes. But each of these artists is really cool. This guy right here actually works for Tesla. He's a Tesla design artist and he's making his way in the NFT world. So, I mean, there's room for everybody. There's so much art out there. But you can only dive into that for so long before it makes you want to start drawing. So I'm actually currently working on my next one right now. However, let's take a little switch up here. And this is what else fascinated me today. So, despite the market and everything going on, Sandbox is still right up there at the top on the gaming NFT metaverse games with Axie Infinity and Mana and all that stuff like that. But this is what's really fascinating to me is I'm already signed up. I haven't done much, but their current Alpha 1 season is closed. Season 2 is coming, and I can tell you if you haven't already played on this before, this whole interface and everything is much nicer. It's much more inviting, and you can kind of see what happened in their season 1. So, yeah, you know, when you want to still see some good news happening, take your eyes off that bleeding market. Check out other projects, especially like, you know, in the NFT gaming world, art world. There's more going on than just, you know, the way the market is dictated. But what is cool is if you come into here, this create tab. So you have three basically toolkits and they're all free, which is really great. If you already have skills with this, you can come right in here and start making games right for the whole Sandbox metaverse. Upload it, get known, get your developer skills known, and the whole thing is cool. It's a whole play to earn world that you're developing for. So you will create avenues where you're doing that as well. But they have pretty much everything right there for you to know. None of this needs coding knowledge. This your box editor. This is like almost like your animator illustrator, where everything you create on here, you're gonna add animations to. And if you come and check it out, they have tons of tutorial videos and cool things just to elaborate more. You know, if you need to see more than what's written, but everything that you make can be, you know, not only played with and utilized in their metaverse but sold on their marketplace. So you start here by creating your avatar, and once you create your unique look, that will already run you through kind of the programs, the tool sets you need to use. And once you move past that, you'll start creating like items like this sword here, whatever it is, start randomizing your gear. And then once again, that can just be put on their marketplace and sold. So it's really pretty fascinating. This is a lot more inviting, you know, if you want to get into Mana, it's a little more tech. You have to have tools outside of their actual metaverse platform that you have to build everything up on and then, you know, upload it through a couple programs to actually get it to their metaverse. And then even once you get on the metaverse, they do run a review through it. It's, you know, it's just to make sure that your item is flush and should work the way it, you know, it's programmed to function. But you have to go through and it costs 500 mana per item. Here, you just, as far as I know, it's all free and it's just about your creativity and basically getting into this whole world. So it's pretty cool. If you come onto their marketplace, you can just get an idea of they have everything, items, real estate, housing, whatever you need, collectibles, vehicles, and the tool set is pretty elaborate. It is really set up for the creativity of the user. And the fact that you can come right on here and upload everything is pretty awesome. And also, the main thing to me that I think is cool is the fact that we're, in the market as it is. And um, this is moving into season two. If you look into it, there's tons of partnerships. Like I said, the first season kind of cap right here shows they actually were quite successful with probably everything they did. So yeah, join in. This is what it looks like. Get in this world. There's a lot going on, and I'll be waiting for Alpha Season 2. So I'm definitely going to get in on this, and I'm going to start creating. So when I do, I'll let you guys know. But if you guys do wish to know a little bit more, um, I believe Al may want to throw it up on a chart and just hear what he has to say about it. Let's see its roadmap as far as what the chart says.
Thank you, SiFu. Gotta love it. I would love to. So Sandbox is actually a project I'm really excited about. So thank you everyone at C3. We appreciate your love and support and for tuning in. Please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe below. But let's jump right into Sandbox. So it's actually been one of my favorite projects to look at because, as I mentioned earlier, I really enjoy my 10-day candles. 10-day candles represent 1/3 of the month. So you kind of break the month down into 3 candles, and that's really enjoyable to have an outside perspective. And you can see when Sandbox came on the scene in August of 2020, it pretty much set the stage for its channel, and it's respected that channel since. So I have reason to believe that it'll continue to respect its channel. Now, being it's got quite a larger channel because we're looking at 10-day candles, there's a lot of room for it to fall for a minute. That being said, I have my eyes and I'm salivating over Sandbox at about $1.50 to anything under $1.75 to $1.50, assuming that we stay above $1 even. So I could afford to fall down to $1, $1.15 and not be that panicked. But if it starts falling under $1, I would be very concerned to be holding Sandbox. I don't anticipate that to be the case. I would love to see it fall to the $2 range, stay within its EMA bands. But ladies and gentlemen, the $1.50 is a healthy price point for Sandbox in a market that isn't dying. So that's all things assuming. And with a market that is in absolute bloodshed like we've seen, there's still projects out there that look like this. How? Don't ask me. Why? I don't know. But what I do know is that this is a sign of health. This is excitement. This shows independence in the market. And to see a project that has gone down all of, let's get an exact, from its all-time high January 10th, it's down 15%. And the rest of the market is, I mean, they're down 15% today. They've been falling 5-10% every couple of days. So this is absolutely exciting and pretty mind-blowing to me. I love AXE. I've had my eyes on AXIA. I was late to the party, and I just had to sneak in my favorite altcoin when I got dragged over to Sandbox. And as well as Sandbox, it's probably my favorite play in the metaverse, but I think the metaverse, the vitals to the metaverse is represented through mana. And so I'd really like to see mana stay above the $2 range, more precisely the $1.75 to $2 range, because that's what's going to allow me to still have faith in the health of mana. If mana fails to stay above the $1.75 range, I would be reconsidering all of my metaverse plays. So that's kind of where my head's at on these charts. We're at pivotal times. I really don't think it's going to get that ugly, but we don't know. And it's the painted picture is not looking fantastic. So as much as these are exciting projects, we definitely want to make sure that we have confirmation in the market before jumping into anything. And the most important thing is maintaining personal sanity. Don't put yourself in uncomfortable positions. Don't stretch to buy something you believe in. You know, this market goes up and down. It'll go up and down forever. There's always a time to get in. There's always a time to sell. You're not too late. You're not too early. You're right on time. And just tune in with us. Stick around. We're going to be here every day, except for on weekends. We deserve those off. But we're going to walk you through this process, and we want to be there. And that being said, I'm going to stop my rant and just go ahead and let us go into our aftermath. Master J, you want to take away the aftermath?
I would be I would be honored. All right, guys, this is the aftermath round. This is where you can request your altcoins to us here live at C3 Crypto, live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every day. And let's get started. First one we have requested is VeChain. VeChain right now is down very significantly. And when we look at it on the weekly chart, we can see it's holding this 6 cents as a support line very strongly. So for us to have cheeky orders in, we're looking around this area, the 4.5 cent to 2.5 cents. I think that we could possibly see a wick down there depending on what exchange you're using. Qcoin is a really good one. We have a link for that down below. Let's jump into another favorite coin, AVAX. So this has been a really popular one. This could be the first window of accumulation, anywhere from $48, honestly, down to about 32 could be your range. You lose that support, then most likely I would have a stop loss put down there. So let's look into Solano really quickly. Solano is just continuing on a downward movement. We see a lot of these cryptos forming this death cross right here. Once you see the 200 EMA cross above the 50 on the daily time frame and above, you know that you're going to see some bearish action for a little bit. So this is something you need to watch closely. If you look into the total market cap, you can see we're about to get across. So I would expect everything to go on sale. I think what Al was saying is to just be patient and wait for confirmation. So that's about all we have right now. We're not really doing too much. We're just sitting on the sidelines and waiting.
So I want to make a comment. I'm reading in our comments, we have a C3 family member talking about support levels and wondering if I should wait for the retest. And that is something that, for everyone's information, not for us to say. That's a subjective opinion, and that depends on how you view crypto personally. And I want to reiterate that to people. If you believe in crypto and you have a long vision and you're holding it for 3, 4, 5 years, the pricing today is absolutely incredible, at least in those of us that believe. If you are looking to make a quick buck by the end of the month, might not be the best pricing. That's when it depends on where you're getting into the market and what your long-term goal is. Are you in it for a month? Are you in it for 6 months? Are you in it for a year? Are you in it for 6 years? And I think when you answer that to yourself personally, it'll make these kind of roller coaster events a lot easier, because then you can dollar cost average into projects you believe in. And that's what we have our eyes on some projects that, even if we go into a bear market, we're okay with holding those projects, because we believe within a year to 2 years, it will be well worth our while to be at a perceived loss for a couple of months. So I just wanted to reiterate that and answer the questions in the chat and thank our supporters. But Jake, take it away, my dude.
Right on, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to another C3 Live at 5. we'll be coming back to you either Sunday evening or Monday evening. So watch for our notifications on Instagram at C3 Crypto. If you haven't already, smash the like, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the flip side.